Hi dear students, welcome back to online classes. I'm Vipoksh VP. In today's video, we are going to discuss about osmotic pressure and abnormal molar masses. First, let us discuss about osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is fourth colligative property. Osmotic pressure. Here, before going to discuss about osmotic pressure, first let us understand what is osmosis. Osmosis. Here, what is osmosis? The spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from pure solvent to solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Here I will write definition. The spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from pure solvent to a solution containing non-volatile solute through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. What is osmosis? The spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from pure solvent to solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Here, to understand what is osmosis, let us consider pure solvent and solution in a closed container. Here, these two components are separated by semi-permeable membrane. Here, let us consider closed container. Here there are two components, one is a pure solvent, another one is a solution. These two components are separated by semi-permeable membrane. This is a semi-permeable membrane. Here this side is filled by pure solvent. This part is filled by pure solvent. Here this part is filled by solution containing non-volatile solute. This is the solution. Here, when pure solvent and the solution is separated by semi-permeable membrane, then here the water molecules flow spontaneously from pure solvent to solution. Here, water molecules flow spontaneously from pure solvent to solution. This process is called osmosis. What is osmosis? The spontaneous flow of water molecules from pure solvent to solution through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Here, why water molecules flow spontaneously from pure solvent to solution through semi-permeable membrane? Here, to understand this concept, let us take general examples. Here, water flows spontaneously from higher level to lower level. Here, water flow from higher level to lower level spontaneously without external force. Another example, gases they also flow from high pressure to low pressure. Similarly, here the water molecules flow from high concentrated solvent to low concentrated solvent. Here pure solvent is what? High concentrated solvent. Why? Because here this component contain only water molecules. That's why here there is a more number of water molecules. That's why we call it the high concentrated solvent. And here this is solution. Here solution, it contains both solvent plus solute. Here solute is what? Non-volatile solute. That's why it contains less number of water molecules. That's why it is less concentrated solvent. Less concentrated solvent. Here, due to difference between concentration between pure solvent and solution, here water molecules flow spontaneously from pure solvent to solution. Why they flow from pure solvent to solution? Because pure solvent is what? High concentrated solvent. That's why here water molecules will flow from high concentrated solvent to less concentrated solvent. Here in pure solvent, so high concentrated solvent and it is less concentrated solute. It is less concentrated solute. That means in pure solvent there is a very small amount of negligible amount of solute is present. Less concentrated solute. Here in solution there is a less concentrated solvent but there is a more concentrated solute. High concentrated solute. High concentrated solute. That's why this pure solvent is also called as a diluted solution. Diluted solution. Diluted solution, that means what? Diluted solution means there is a very small amount of solute is present in the given solvent. Diluted solution. Here this solution is also called as a concentrated solution. Concentrated. Why it is concentrated solution? Because in solution there is a high concentrated solute. That means more amount of solute is present in the solution. That's why it is a concentrated solution. This is what? A diluted solution. Here in another way also we can define osmosis. In another way we can define like this: the spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from diluted solution to concentrated solution through semi-permeable membrane. This is also another definition for osmosis. Here I will write definition. The second definition: the spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from diluted solution to concentrated solution. Here there is a difference between concentration. That's why here water molecules are flowing from one concentration to another concentration. Here molecules flow from diluted solution to concentrated solution through semi-permeable membrane. This is the second definition for osmosis. Now let us understand what is the function of semi-permeable membrane in this process. Here semi-permeable membrane, it allows only solvent molecules to pass through it. Here semi-permeable membrane do not allow solute particles to pass through it. This is the function of semi-permeable membrane. What is the function of semi-permeable membrane? It allows only solvent molecules to pass through it. It do not allow solute particles. Okay, here I will write semi-permeable membrane. What is the semi-permeable membrane? Here I will write semi-permeable membrane allows the flow of solvent molecules. Through it and not solute particles. What is the function of semi-permeable membrane? It allows only solvent molecules to pass through it. It do not allow solute particles. And let us discuss examples for semi-permeable membrane. Here I will write examples. Examples: pig's bladder. Next, parchment paper. Parchment paper. These are examples for natural semi-permeable membrane. Natural examples. Next, cellophane. Cellophane. This is also semi-permeable membrane. It is example for artificial semi-permeable membrane. Artificial semi-permeable membrane. Okay, these are the examples for semi-permeable membrane. Next, let us understand what is osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. Here, osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. What is osmotic pressure? The external pressure applied on concentrated solution. This is what concentrated solution. The external pressure applied on the concentrated solution to stop osmosis. To stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. What is osmotic pressure? The external pressure applied on concentrated solution to stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. Here, to stop the flow of water molecules from pure solvent to solution, we have to apply external pressure. That external pressure is called osmotic pressure. In another way also we can define like this. During the osmosis, here hydrostatic pressure will develop on the solution. This hydrostatic pressure, it stops the osmosis. This pressure is also called as osmotic pressure. Here I will write definition. The external pressure applied on concentrated solution. To stop the osmosis. Osmosis is called osmotic pressure. This is first definition. Here let us write second definition. Here, due to osmosis, here hydrostatic pressure will develop on the solution. This hydrostatic pressure, it stops the flow of water molecules from pure solvent to solution. This pressure is also called as osmotic pressure. Here I will write, due to osmosis, hydrostatic pressure built up on solution, which stop the osmosis. This is also called as osmotic pressure. Here, osmotic pressure is a colligative property. Osmotic pressure is a colligative property. What is the meaning of that osmotic pressure is colligative property? That means here the values of osmotic pressure depends only on number of solute particles. It is not dependent on nature of solute. That's why osmotic pressure is colligative properties. Here, according to the experiments, at a given temperature, osmotic pressure is directly proportional to molarity. Osmotic pressure is directly proportional to molarity. Capital M. Now let us write mathematical expression for osmotic pressure. Here pi is equal to CRT. This is the mathematical expression for what? Osmotic pressure. Here pi means what? Osmotic pressure. Here C means what? Molarity. And here what is R? R means universal gas constant. Here T means what? Temperature. Here let us just rearrange this equation. Pi is equal to, here C means what? Molarity. What is molarity? The number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. That's why let us write here N divided by V in liters into RT. Next let us rearrange this equation. Here I will write pi is equal to, if number of moles is not given, if mass of solute is given, then what is the formula to calculate number of moles? Given mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. That's why let us write here the weight of solute divided by molecular mass of solute into RT into volume in liter. Next, just rearrange this equation. If you want to calculate molar mass of solute, just rearrange this equation. Molar mass of solute is equal to weight of solute into R into T divided by pi into volume of solution in liter. This is the formula to calculate molecular mass of solute when osmotic pressure is given. Here mv means molecular mass of solute. Here wb means what? Weight of solute. Here r means universal gas constant. Here T means temperature, and here pi means what? Osmotic pressure. Here this is what? Volume of solution in liter. Here osmotic pressure is more useful in calculating molecular mass of high molecular weight solutes. Here I will write here osmotic pressure is more useful in calculating molar mass of high molecular mass solutes like polymers, proteins, etc. Okay, this is about osmotic pressure. Next, let us discuss about reverse osmosis. Here, what is osmosis? The spontaneous flow of water molecules from pure solvent to solution is called osmosis. What is osmotic pressure? The external pressure applied on the concentrated solution to stop the solution is called osmotic pressure. Then what about reverse osmosis? When a pressure greater than osmotic pressure is applied on the solution, here what happens? The water molecules will flow from solution to solvent. It will flow from solution to solvent. This process is called reverse osmosis. Here I will write definition. When a pressure greater than osmotic pressure is applied on solution, then the flow of water molecules is reversed. The flow of solvent molecules is reversed. This phenomenon is called reverse osmosis. The phenomenon is called reverse osmosis. What is reverse osmosis? When a pressure greater than osmotic pressure is applied on the solution. Here what happens? The water molecules will flow from solution to pure solvent. Reverse. Here water molecules will flow from solution to solvent, pure solvent. This process is called reverse osmosis. Next, let us solve one numerical on the basis of osmotic pressure. Here 200 cubic centimeter of an aqueous solution of a protein contains 1.26 gram of the protein. The osmotic pressure of such a solution at 300 Kelvin is found to be 2.57 into 10 power minus 3 bar pressure. Then calculate the molar mass of the protein. Here we have to calculate molar mass of the protein. Here to solve this question, first we have to write given data. Solution. Here volume of solution is given. Here volume of solution is water 200 cubic centimeter. Here the volume of solution is given in cubic centimeter. So we have to convert them into liters. Volume in liter is equal to 200 cubic centimeter is equal to 0.2 liter. Next here the weight of solute is also given. The weight of protein is what? 1.26 gram. So WB is equal to 1.26 gram. Next here the osmotic pressure is also given. Osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. Pi is equal to 2.57 into 10 power minus 3 bar. And next here R value is also given, 0.083 liter bar per mole per Kelvin. Okay. Now here what you have to calculate? You have to calculate MD. Then now tell me what is the formula to calculate molar mass of solute when osmotic pressure is given. Here I will write new formula. Molar mass of solute is equal to weight of solute into R into T divided by osmotic pressure into volume in liter. This is the formula to calculate molecular mass of solute when osmotic pressure is given. You just substitute the values here. Here what is the weight of solute? The weight of solute is 1.26 gram into what is the R value? 0.083 liter bar per mole per Kelvin into what is the temperature here? Temperature is also mentioned. Temperature is what? 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. Divide by what is the pi value? Pi value is given 2.57 into 10 power minus 3 bar into volume. Volume is also given in liter, 0.2 liter. Just you simplify this one. If you simplify this one, nearly will get 61,039 gram per mole. This is what molecular mass of protein. Molecular mass of protein. In this way we have to calculate molecular mass of solute by using osmotic pressure. Next let us discuss about isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions. Here what are isotonic solutions? Here iso means what? Same. The solutions having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature is called isotonic solutions. Here I will write at a given temperature. The solutions having same osmotic pressure. Same osmotic pressure is called isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions. What are isotonic solutions? At a given temperature, the solutions having same osmotic pressure is called isotonic solutions. Here, due to same osmotic pressure, the phi 1 is equal to phi 2. Phi 1 is equal to phi 2. Here, similarly, we can write like this: C1RT1 is equal to C2RT2. Next, let us discuss about hypertonic solution and hypotonic solutions. First, let us understand about hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. What is hyper? Hyper means what? More, high. The solution which has a high osmotic pressure is called a hypertonic solution. In the given two solutions, the solution which has high osmotic pressure is called a hypertonic solution. For example, here there are two solutions, A and B solution. Here, the osmotic pressure of A solution is greater than osmotic pressure of B. Now tell me, between these two solutions, which solution is hypertonic solution? A solution which has a higher osmotic pressure is called a hypertonic solution. So here A solution is a hypertonic solution and here B solution is a hypotonic solution. Because a solution which has a lower osmotic pressure is called a hypotonic solution. Here a solution which has a higher osmotic pressure is called a hypertonic solution. Next one, hypotonic solution. What is hypotonic solution? A solution which has a lower osmotic pressure is called a hypotonic solution. A solution which has a lower osmotic pressure. A solution which has lower osmotic pressure is called hypotonic solution. Now let us discuss about applications of osmosis. Applications of osmosis. Here the first one. Now let us understand what happens to the red blood cells when they are placed in normal saline. Here now let us consider a beaker. Here now let us place red blood cells in a normal saline. Here this is the red blood cell. This is the red blood cell. RBC. Here in RBC it contains 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here red blood cell it contains 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. When red blood cell is placed in a normal saline, when it is placed in a normal saline, this is what a normal saline. In normal saline, what is the concentration of sodium chloride? In normal saline, there is a 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here the concentration is what? 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here, due to same concentration, due to presence of same concentration, here the size of red blood cell remains same. Here, due to same concentration, there will be same osmotic pressure. Here, due to same concentration, there will be same osmotic pressure. Due to same osmotic pressure, the size of red blood cell will remain same. Here I will write the size of cell remains same. Next, let us discuss second application. When red blood cell is placed in a solution containing more than 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. That means when red blood cell is placed in a concentrated solution. Here the second one, let us consider red blood cell. This is RBC. This is a concentrated solution. Concentrated solution means a solution containing more than 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here, when RBC is placed in a concentrated solution means a solution containing more than 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here in the RBC, what is the concentration of sodium chloride? In RBC, there is a 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. Here, compared to inside solution, compared to this is inside solution, this is outside the solution. Compared to inside solution, outside solution is more concentrated. This is more concentrated. This is concentrated. Why it is concentrated? Because here the percentage of sodium chloride is more as compared to the percentage of sodium chloride in the RBC. In the RBC there is only 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. But in this solution there is more than 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. That's why this is more concentrated. This is what diluted. In this case, due to osmosis, here the water molecules will flow from out of the cell. Here the water molecules will flow out of the cell. When water molecules will flow out of the cell, then cell will shrink. The cell will shrink. Here I will write the cell will water, it will shrink. Next, the third application. When red blood cells are placed in a diluted solution, when it is placed in a diluted solution, this is what a diluted solution. This is RBC. This is what a diluted solution. Diluted solution means what? A solution contains less than 0.9% sodium chloride. It contains less than 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride. In this case, the RBC cell it becomes concentrated, and here the solution outside the solution becomes diluted. Here outside the solution is what? It is diluted. Then this is what? Concentrated. We know that what is osmosis here? The spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from diluted solution to concentrated solution. Here outside the solution is diluted. Inside the solution is what? Concentrated. Inside the solution means what? RBC. Here that's why here the water molecules will flow from outside cell to inside cell. Here water molecules will flow inside the cell, inside the red blood cells. That's why here the cell will swell. It will swell. Okay, this is the applications of osmosis. Next, let us discuss about abnormal molar mass. What is abnormal molar mass? The molar mass calculated by colligative properties is either higher value or lower value than observed or normal molar mass is called abnormal molar mass. Here the calculated molar mass is different than normal molar mass is called abnormal molar mass. Here I will write definition. The molar mass calculated by colligative properties is either higher value or lower value than observed or normal molar mass. This is called abnormal molar mass. Here why the calculated molar mass is different than normal molar mass? Here it is due to two reasons. One is due to dissociation of solute, the other one is due to association of solute. Here I will write reasons. The first one is due to dissociation of solute. Next, the second one is due to association of solute. These are the two reasons why the calculated molar mass is different than normal molar mass. Next, let us discuss about Van 't Hoff factors. Van 't Hoff's factor. Here, the Van 't Hoff factor is denoted by I. Here, Van 't Hoff factor is introduced to equalize calculated molar mass and normal molar mass. Here, what is the Van 't Hoff factor? The ratio of observed molar mass to calculated molar mass is called the Van 't Hoff factor. Here I will write the ratio of observed or normal molar mass to abnormal molar mass or calculated molar mass. Here I will write I is equal to normal molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass. Abnormal molar mass, or we can represent like this also. I is equal to observed colligative properties divided by calculated colligative properties. Next, let us discuss about significance of Van 't Hoff factors. Here, by using Van 't Hoff factor, we can easily predict whether the solute undergo dissociation or association. Here, now let us discuss about significance. Significance of Van 't Hoff factor. This is very important. Significance of Van 't Hoff's factor. Here, the first condition. Here, if I value is equal to 1, then it indicates the solute does not undergo association or dissociation. It indicates the solute do not undergo association or dissociation. Next, the second condition. Here, if high value is greater than 1, then it indicates that the solute undergo dissociation. It indicates the solute undergo dissociation. Next, the third one. Here, if I value is less than 1, then it indicates the solute undergo association. These three conditions are very important for 1 mark. Next, let us discuss about modified colligative property equations. Modified equations of colligative properties. Here, Van 't Hoff factor introduced high in the equations of colligative properties to equalize the calculated molar mass and the normal molar mass. Here I will write the modified equations of colligative properties. Here the first one, the relative lowering of vapor pressure. For relative lowering of vapor pressure, the modified equation is P naught A minus Pt divided by P naught A is equal to NB divided by NA into I. Just we have to introduce I, Van 't Hoff factor. in all colligative properties equations. Next, elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point is represented by water. Delta TB is equal to Kb into M into I. Kb into M into I. Next, the third one, depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. Here it is represented by delta Tf. Next, here Kf into M into I. This is the modified equation for depression in freezing point. Next, last one, osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. Here osmotic pressure phi is equal to CRT into I. These are the modified equations for colligative properties. We will continue in next class. Thank you.